Hi, it's M again. I just want to brag about my progress. um, First, when it comes to diamond painting, because I need to finish that and get to the company. I started doing the second row of the painting, so I got ahead of the painting, and oh, let me show you. There are a few missing pieces. I don't know if you can see them. Yes, there are some dents, like two here and two here. Not a lot, at least so far. But there are a few dents like that, and it's because I'm missing some of the diamonds, and I need to tell the company about that. So first I need to finish the painting and let them know if there's anything else missing, so that they can send it to me at the same time. So yeah, that's that. I haven't done a lot of diamond painting because, to be honest, it's not the most comfortable thing to do, because I don't have a proper desk, and I have to like bend, and my back starts hurting after a while. So I really can like do about this much at a time. So it takes a few evenings to complete even such a small thing. So it's going to be a long way. So I hope I will finish by the end of the summer. I should. I'll just sort of make myself do it. But I was doing some other things that I find a bit more relaxing. I didn't do much on this. I don't I don't really remember where I was last time. I think I've done something around here only. Mainly because I joined the School of Magical Stitches on Facebook, and I started doing homeworks, and their homeworks, wow, they take a lot, because it's at least so far it's been like 1,000 stitches in a week, so that's quite a lot. So I started doing that, and this is what I have. It's a bit more than 2,000 stitches. It's mainly blue. It's going to be. I think I haven't printed the photo yet. It's going to be Virgo, like the zodiac sign or star sign. Why Virgo? Because the first homework called for 1,000 blue stitches, blue or black. You could have chosen. But oh, black. It's maybe not terrible to work with, but just depressing. So I decided on blue, which also happens to be my favorite color. And that was one of the pictures, one of the patterns that I looked at that had a lot of blue, and I liked it. So I decided, why not? I might make a collection of star signs, like the whole zodiac. And again, my I realized after the fact that I have no idea about sizing at all. The pattern obviously said how big it's going to be, but for the love of God, I had not expected something like this. Um, like here I marked more or less the boundaries of the picture, because I bought a large rectangle of canvas of the fabric, just for the future homeworks and so on. So I needed to know where to cut, because obviously it's not comfortable to work with such a large piece of fabric, and I wanted to cut it more or less to the size of the picture, with some, I think it's like about 2 inches or 5 centimeters, maybe 6 centimeters of border, which I don't know if I actually will be able to do, because the marker that was supposed to disappear after about 2 days As you can see, it's been almost 2 weeks and it's still visible. So I don't know how to vanish that. I might just, I know, paint it white. I don't know. I will worry about that later because I've never really actually framed anything that I've made, so it's not something that's an immediate concern. But maybe in the future I will like have to deal with that. What next? I finished my first Craftpod. Yay! So I've done this. I've cut the rest of the fabric, sort of sewed it, sewn to, no. So, terrible irregular verb. I have sewn it. More or less, obviously, it's not perfectly done. There are some, like, if you wanted to hang it on the wall, it would sort of not lay flat. But again, if I ever decide to hang it, I will just improve on that. And the other project that was to do, I've also finished, so the full box is done. I only have 4 more to do. So this is a needle book. So I had to embroider this piece of fabric, then sew it onto this larger piece of fabric, so a button, and then then sew this. This is felt, I think, onto this, which is either felt again. I think so. Sew it together right here in the middle, and then using a blanket stitch, so that piece of fabric, which I think is called calico, to this piece of felt, and then make this kind of loop so that it closes. Again, not super well done, because I'm not really a good sewer. But when I watch, for example, Bernadette Banner's videos, it's so impressive that she can actually do fantastic hand stitches, and she does it quite fast. So it's sort of inspiring to maybe I'll try to do that. Well, I tried that. Obviously I need more practice, but I'm still super proud of myself that I finished that. It's supposed to be a needle book. I've got a needle here and a few pins that were in the project. So I might actually use that, because in other craft boxes or craft pods, because they are actually pods, there are also like tools. All the tools that you need to complete a box are always in the box, so you really don't need a lot of your own materials to make it. So this is the autumn box from last year, haha. So first I will do this. It's again embroidery, not cross stitch, so something a bit more difficult for me. But I managed to do that needle book, so I guess I'll be able to do that as well. And the other project is like a mushroom, that you make of some things that are, a mushroom, something like that. So it's something that you make out of the things that there are in the pod, and like here's a needle that you're going to need to embroider, and clips that you're going to need to glue everything together. So you get the glue, you get even a brush for the glue, sorry, I don't know what's happening, and an embroidery hoop so that you can do the embroidery. Extra is a washi tape, so not a pin this time, it's a washi tape with mushrooms, and tea, because they always, I think, add a tea for you to choose to just experiment, and also because you need tea this time to sort of color or dye maybe the mushroom, You can use this one, for example, to do that, but I think I'll just try drinking it and use a regular tea. Um, that's I know a taste of, to do the mushroom. So that's the second thing I have to do for the summer. Well, okay, the most important is the diamond painting. Yeah, because I really have to try and finish it this summer so that it's and the summer's finishing. It's just, well, the summer itself, maybe it's not finishing, but the holidays, the summer holidays are finishing because the new school year starts on the 2nd of September. So I don't have even a full month, maybe 4 weeks, but I'm leaving next week, so let's leave 3 weeks. I need to finish that ASAP, preferably. I ordered already. I ordered some jewelry stuff. So I before it comes from the United States, it's going to take a while. So I need to practice the kumihimo because I ordered something to do the kumihimo, but I think beaded one. Um, and I would also like to finish it before the end of the summer so that I can wear it in a new school. Like, haha, why not? There's also some bracelets to be made on a loom. So I'm going to weave something on a loom, which I've never done before. So a lot of new things to do during the summer, which I'm quite excited about. But on the other hand, I'm also a little bit maybe not overwhelmed, but I always try and do a lot of things, and either I get bored or tired or just there are too many things to do, and I can't keep up. So the diamond painting is the priority. Obviously I will have to do the homeworks because it's homework. So I guess the stitches as well, but I've done the 1,000 for this week already, and I still have the weekend. So I guess I'll just do this for the rest of the weekend and maybe try the kumihimo that I have, using just regular floss just to get some feel of it and not worry too much, not stress about it when the real deal comes. So I guess I'll be just doing that. Anything else? I mean, I probably will think of something else to do. I would like to do at least one thing of the craft pods, like maybe this embroidery, just so that I don't again just stuck up everything that I'm supposed to do and I haven't done, because yeah, it's last year's pod, autumn pod that I have to do, and I've seen that the if you want to subscribe or buy the new the autumn craft pod, the subscription starts on the 1st of September. So I'm guessing they will be sent out like at the end of the September. So that leaves me like 2 months to do at least the autumn one, so that I don't have more than four. That I'm not more than like a year behind on those pods. So yeah, it's going great. I'm really happy that I decided to post those videos, even though I hate really recording myself and I hate editing stuff, even though it's not a lot of work for now, because I'm doing it mostly for myself. So I don't like try and be super professional about it so far. But it's working. I really feel like, yes, I have to do it because I have to show my progress, and maybe someone actually saw it and expects me to like show the progress, so I need the progress to show. So yeah, this time I've done a lot. Next time, well, I don't know, because I'm leaving for a week and a half, I think, so I probably might not do a lot, and if my mom visits like today, then I won't really get much done. because I won't really have the time to do it. So yeah, but I'm really really happy if anyone is watching and maybe even subscribing to see what I'm doing. That's only even more motivating for me to do it. So I'm really really glad, and I'm really liking cross stitch more and more, and I'm like taking some things I've never done before. Like I've never done a big cross stitch picture like this Virgo is going to be. This is no, my third or fourth maybe pattern that I'm doing from a chart or a pattern, and that is not like printed on the canvas. But the previous ones were really small because two of them were like Easter eggs decorations, and then this one, which is not, well, the size of the whole thing is maybe quite big, but there aren't that many stitches in here, so um it's not like super much work. But this will be like um a full coverage, I think it's called, that every bit of canvas will be filled with stitches. And I've never done that before. I never thought I would be able to do. I never thought I would have the patience to do it. So far, I have it. So far, I really like it. I am a little bit disappointed with the DMC floss. I've worked bits of it in the Craftpods because they give you the DMC floss. This pattern calls for DMC. I have some Ariadnas from long time ago when I started cross stitching because Ariadna is cheaper. So I bought some DMCs to work because some colors, like a lot of the colors, don't appear in any other like company. So some colors you can exchange for Ariadna, and at least according to a calculator, the color like calculator, it's 100% match, it's the same color, but some of them aren't. So for those that aren't, I decided to use DMC because even if it's 97% likeness, I thought let's do DMC. Let's go for it. And I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed because it knots a lot. Okay, I may not have the best like technique for stitching, and always a floss knots, but DMC knots the most of the flosses that I've ever used. And usually, I mean not usually, but often the knots are not really possible to unravel. I just have to cut the floss, and I hate that. Not because it's wasting the floss and it's like stopping the rhythm of the thing, but hate I hate threading needle. It's really, really small, probably too small, but it's very, because it's something that I got from a Craftpod. And in that Craftpod, I was supposed to stitch using two threads. So it wasn't hard to thread the needle. But when I checked, for this pattern, I should use three pieces of thread. And that complicates things for this needle. I know there are probably a little bit bigger, but the ones I have are very big and they really make holes in this. Like they make those holes bigger in the Ida, so I don't use them. And it's very difficult to find needles that would be a little bigger than this one, but smaller than the other ones I have. For some reason, in the um, in the shop that I have nearby, they only have bigger needles. They don't have any other type of tapestry needles. Just those big ones. So ugh, I'm going to have to maybe try some other shops, maybe even go online. Also, come on, needle online, but I might have to do it because it's annoying to having problems threading all the time that I try to thread. Always something splits. Like a thread can split when threading, even though it's supposed to be like one thread out of the three, it still can split. So I don't like it. So that's the only negative thing I have. The colors of the DMC, I like them a lot. They're beautiful. Oh, the sun went behind the clouds, so it's getting dark. The colors are great. The feel of the floss itself, of the DMC, it's great. It looks nicer than Ariadna, for example, but just working with it is much more annoying than of with Ariadna. Or I think Madeira. Madeira, the other one I have is Madeira. Madeira is not really nice in touch. It's like harsh against the skin, so I'm not super fan of it either. Um, I don't know how much it costs because it was like in the kit for this. It's done with Madeira. It was in the kit already, so I don't really know how much the floss costs. But Ariadna is the one that is, I think, the most cost effective here. At least more than DMC. DMC is like twice as much or something like that. But yeah, well, sometimes you have to use DMC even though you're not super happy about the results of it. So yeah, but we'll see what happens next time. I might not get my order from the jewelry company, so I might not show you what things I'm going to do with it. But I should have some progress done, most probably with the diamond painting. So thanks for watching. Bye.